A good Erev Shabbos Kodesh Parshas Vayetzei Tafshin Beis 5782 from Yerushalayim HaKodesh. The Gemara Bava Basra Kuf Chav Gimel shares with us the conversation Yaakov has with Rachel when he tells her that she wants to marry him. She says, "My father's never going to agree. He's such a trickster, and it's not going to happen." So Yaakov says, "Okay, here are these simanim," and then when it comes to the chassan of the one who has, that your father sends to me, and it has these simanim, must be the right one for me. And of course, Lavan switches Rachel and Leah, but Leah knows the simanim. We find the next morning that Yaakov says, "Leah, how can you do this to me?" We never find that Yaakov says, "Rachel, what's wrong with you? I gave you simanim, so this wouldn't happen, and you went and gave them to your sister. So what was the point? What's going on here? We had a system in place. And then he marries her again. Still, how do you rely on this person? They just took the system you put in place to make sure that something didn't happen. And they... Not only that, the pasuk tells us, Vayehav Yaakov es Rachel mi Leah. What's that? Es Rachel mi Leah? He loved Rachel from Leah. So Yaakov understood that in that situation, there is no other, there is nothing, there was no other option for Rachel. To let her sister be embarrassed was not an option. When Yaakov came to Yitzchak to get the brachas, telling Yitzchak, "Listen, Pops, Esav sold me the Bechara, so now I'm the Bechar and the brachas are rightfully mine." Yaakov could have said that, but that would have embarrassed Esav. Even a Russia like Esav, no, we're not going to do that. So Yaakov understands and agrees with Rachel that Leah can't be embarrassed in this situation. Vayehav Yaakov es Rachel mi Leah. Uri Shraga Hellman, he was an American boy that came to learn in Mir in Poland. And over there he found his prospective shidduch, and he was going to get married. And being that his parents were in America and couldn't make it for the wedding, he wanted very badly that Reb Chaim Shmulevitz should walk him down to the chuppah. The Kala's family, the girl's family, had a different rav in mind that they wanted. They were paying for this chasna, whatever. They wanted a different rav should walk down Reb Uri Shraga. Reb Chaim Shmulevitz said, "Don't worry. Don't worry. You go with that rav." Many years later, 25 years later or so, Uri Shraga's son, Reb Yitzchak Hellman, was marrying the daughter of Reb Nachum Pertzavitz. Reb Nachum was very sick at the time. So who walked down Reb Yitzchak Hellman to the chuppah? On one side was Reb Uri Shraga Hellman, and on one side, Reb Chaim Shmulevitz. Yes, Reb Uri Shraga and Reb Chaim Shmulevitz were going to walk down a chuppah aisle together. That's true. But it wasn't at Reb Uri Shraga's wedding. There's a time and place. And maybe he was in that schus, that he was mevater, and went with the other Rav, who he didn't know, to walk him down the chuppah. Maybe it was that schus that he was able to bring up such a family. Who knows? But if there's a time and a place and the Rebbeinu Shalom wants it to work out, even if you think it didn't work out now and whatever, and somebody took my spot, the Rebbeinu Shalom has a way of making things work when they're supposed to. Thank you so much for listening. As always, any questions, comments, or feedback, leave in the comment section below. Have a Heilig Azisa, sweet Shabbos.